The ecosystem of a successful morning show is a delicate one. It requires a precise balance of information and entertainment, of hard news and soft human interest, all delivered with a caffeine-infused cheer that can feel, at times, medically induced. But for Live with Kelly and Mark, the formula is deceptively simple. Just point the cameras at a real, long-married couple and get out of the way. The magic isn't in the script, it's in the space between the lines, the shared glances, the suppressed smiles, the comfortable bickering that can only be forged over 28 years of shared life. In this universe, certain topics are guaranteed gold. Children, pets, home renovations, and, perhaps most reliably, the bizarre, unfiltered, and often inexplicable theories one spouse holds about the world. These are the segments that don't just get a laugh in the studio, they become cultural touchstones, mini phenomena that dominate the digital water cooler for days. The Peloton as slave ship incident was a prime example. And now, imagine a new chapter, the viral bird theory. This is not just a report on a funny moment. It is a forensic analysis of a comedic perfect storm. A case study in why America remains utterly captivated by the partnership of Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos. The scene is familiar and comforting. Kelly and Mark are seated at their anchor desk, a bastion of morning television normalcy. The segment begins innocuously enough, perhaps following a pre-produced package about backyard birdwatching or a light news item about urban wildlife. The transition is smooth, but a glint in Kelly's eye suggests an incoming story from the domestic front. She turns to Mark, a familiar, "You're not going to believe this," expression on her face. "So we have this bird," she begins, her voice a masterclass in anecdotal pacing. "It's been tapping on our bedroom window for like a week now, every morning, same time." The studio audience leans in. This is the kind of relatable, benign domestic nuisance that forms the bedrock of their show. Kelly continues, describing the persistent tap-tap-tapping, the minor annoyance, the Google searches to understand avian behavior. Then she lands the setup with perfect comic timing. So I turn to Mark and I ask him, "Why do you think this bird keeps doing this? Is it seeing its reflection? Is it trying to get in?" She pauses, letting the anticipation build. The camera, as if on cue, cuts to Mark. He doesn't look embarrassed, he looks resolute. He has a theory, he believes in this theory. "And Mark," she says, her voice dropping to a conspiratorial whisper, "looks me dead in the eye with all the seriousness of a cardiologist explaining a triple bypass and says—" Another dramatic pause. The audience is silent. "He's the designated knocker." The studio erupts. The laughter is not just polite, it is a wave of pure, unadulterated joy and disbelief. "The designated knocker," Kelly repeats, her voice cracking with mirth. "What does that even mean? Is there a union? Are they taking shifts? Does he have a little tiny hard hat?" The phrase is instantly, gloriously absurd. Designated knocker. It implies a level of avian social organization previously unknown to science. It suggests a feathered workforce, a scheduled system of window tapping, with one bird officially on duty while the others are presumably off gathering worms or attending bird union meetings. Mark's reaction is critical to the bit's success. He does not fold. He leans into his own insanity. With a straight face, he begins to elaborate on his theory. "Well, think about it," he might argue, gesturing logically. "You only ever see one at a time, right? It's always the same time of day. They're organized. This one's job is to knock. It's a reconnaissance mission." The dynamic is flawless. Kelly becomes the voice of the bewildered every person, representing logic and reason, utterly flummoxed by her husband's bizarrely specific and confidently delivered worldview. Mark becomes the stubborn, pseudo-intellectual theorist, digging his heels in and defending his feather-brained premise with increasing and hilarious conviction. The viral potential of this moment is not accidental. It is the result of a perfect confluence of comedic elements that tap directly into the core of the audience's relationship with the hosts. 1. The specificity of the absurdity. The genius of the designated knocker theory lies in its detailed nonsense. A simple, "maybe it's hungry," would have been forgotten instantly. But designated knocker is a phrase that sparks the imagination. It creates a whole narrative world in 3 words. It's the kind of creative, ludicrous, and oddly logical in its own way conclusion that only a mind like Mark's, or that of a beloved, slightly goofy spouse, could conjure. This specificity is what makes it meme-ready. It's a complete, self-contained joke. 2. The relatability of the spousal theory dynamic. Every long-term relationship has its own version of the designated knocker theory. It is the inexplicable belief one partner holds about the correct way to load a dishwasher, the shortcut that actually takes longer, the unwavering conviction that a certain brand of ketchup is morally superior. These are the harmless, quirky hills we choose to die on within our relationships. Watching Kelly and Mark navigate this is like holding a mirror to millions of couples. They are not just laughing at Mark, they are laughing with him and at their own partners and at themselves for the silly things they themselves believe. The nonverbal symphony is as much in the words as it is in the reaction shots. Kelly's face is a canvas of comic expressions, the wide-eyed disbelief, the slow blink of profound confusion, the head and hands gesture of mock despair. Mark's demeanor is one of unshakable conviction, the slight smirk threatening to break through his serious facade, the proud posture of a man who has just solved one of ornithology's greatest mysteries. This silent conversation, built over nearly 3 decades of partnership, is what transforms a funny line into an iconic moment. 4. The collaborative buildup. A lesser duo would have one person tell the joke and the other just laugh. Kelly and Mark build a scene. Kelly sets the stage with the precision of a playwright. Mark delivers the line with the commitment of a Shakespearean actor. Then Kelly volleys back with a scaling incredulity, and Mark returns with deepened, more elaborate defenses. They are comic partners in the truest sense, each elevating the other's performance, trusting the other implicitly to land the plane of this absurdist sketch. In the digital age, a moment like this does not stay contained within a morning show desk. It becomes a living, breathing entity online. The memification of the designated knocker. Within hours, the phrase trends on social media platforms. Twitter, X, is flooded with memes. A picture of a determined woodpecker with the caption, "Local 101, Bird Knockers Union." A photo of a frigate bird with the text, "I'm with the International Brotherhood of Designated Tappers." The meme template is applied to every context. A cat meowing at a door, a designated yeller, a coworker constantly asking for reports, a designated nudger, a politician giving the same speech, a designated talker. The absurdity of the original concept makes it infinitely adaptable. The ornithological community weighs in. The moment becomes so big that actual bird experts feel compelled to comment. A well-known ecologist or ornithologist might tweet, "As a professional, I feel I must state that birds do not in fact have designated knockers. However, after watching that clip, I kind of wish they did. Hashtag Live Kelly and Mark." This bridge between pure comedy and real-world expertise adds another layer to the story, making it a crossover hit. The public's insatiable appetite for realness. The viral wave is powered by a collective craving for authenticity. In an era saturated with spin and curation, Kelly and Mark offer a raw, unfiltered look into their relationship. The designated knocker theory is not a focus group tested bit. It feels like a genuine story from their home, a peek behind the curtain at the same silly arguments that happen in every household. This realness is their brand's most valuable currency, and this moment is a massive deposit. To understand why this moment resonates so deeply, one must look beyond the morning show desk and into the 28-year history of their relationship. The designated knocker is not an isolated incident. It is a symptom of a profoundly healthy and enduring partnership. The soap opera origins, a romance forged in drama. Their story began not in calm waters, but in the controlled chaos of a soap opera set. Meeting on All My Children in 1995, their chemistry was immediate and volcanic. Their impulsive, secret wedding in Las Vegas in 1996 was a plot twist befitting their daytime drama roots. Many wrote it off as a youthful fling, a passion that would burn out. Instead, they built a fortress.